Welcome to Spiritual Experiences. This is a collection of videos that shows how the Holy Spirit is alive and well and involved in different events. Anyway, this one's going to kind of focus in on warnings and how the Holy Spirit actually gives us warnings if we know how to listen, that is. Well, anyway, this friend of mine, he started this study group, and he gathered a small group, put it together, and we were looking in and seeing what the Bible said about the Holy Spirit and comparing that to real life events. Well, we were already members of a group that was meeting called Pastors United in Milwaukee. And that was a really great group. I mean, pastors got together and they discussed the Holy Spirit and prayed and asked for guidance on how they could get involved in the community in Milwaukee. And they started out all kinds of different projects. They taught kids how to fix bikes and fix lawnmowers, and then they gathered clothes and handed them out. They, of course, had programs to feed people, and they helped people go back to school, get their GEDs, and all kinds of community projects. They had people that would watch the kids while the parents went out and interviewed for jobs. So they got a whole lot of answers, and we met and we prayed and talked about how the Holy Spirit was actually involved in our lives in different circumstances, and you could just feel the Holy Spirit in the room with us. Anyway, we met with this small group, and after a couple of weeks of discussing, going over the Bible and studying the Holy Spirit in the Bible and talking about real life experiences that we either experienced or heard about or read about, the pastor asked, because the Holy Spirit actually talks to us in dreams, the pastor asked, what dream was so real and so unique it still sticks in your mind? Well, the pastor's wife told about a dream she had, and she was looking for her daughter in the house. She couldn't find her daughter in the house, so she goes to the window, looks out the window, and here's this taxi cab parked right in front of the house with a Muslim man in it, and her daughter was in the back seat. And she didn't know what to do because her husband wasn't home, and she said to herself, I gotta go out there and do something. So she walks to the front door, and she woke up. And I asked, when did that happen? She says, actually it happened just before 9/11. And this was like a year or so after 9/11, but it was still fresh on our minds. I said, well, that's kind of strange. Because I was sitting there at work one day, and during lunchtime, I was going over some Muslim websites, Muslim news, to try to figure out, why do the Muslims hate Christians? Well, I open up, I think it was Al Jazeera, whatever they call it, and one of the most popular Muslim websites, and I open it up, and there's this banner sitting at the top. It's got a Muslim warrior with a long barrel, single shot musket, and then all of a sudden the banner starts flashing for about a minute, and I'm looking at it thinking, well, that's Morse code. And then out of the inside of the banner pops up this new banner covering, and this is coming to a city near you. Well, I thought that was kind of strange. And the other woman says, well, I had a dream. It was just before 9/11. I was standing there looking at this building, and it seemed like the building was just coming down and collapsing into the ground. And we all thought that was kind of strange, but when we put it together, we couldn't help but notice that the Holy Spirit was trying to communicate with us. It was trying to warn us about 9/11 because all of these things happened just before 9/11. Well, of course, I called the FBI and told them what I saw, but if you remember, right after 9/11, they basically shut down all the internet communication from Muslim countries into the U.S. It's like they knew they were using the internet to communicate, but the FBI just didn't catch on to it. You know, they didn't see that hat or something. So anyway, that's one example of how the Holy Spirit tries to communicate with us, tries to give us warnings. But I think the main lesson in this is no one gets the full story. It's like the Holy Spirit is trying to teach us that we got to come together and share these stories and put these little bits and pieces of the puzzle together until we get the full picture. And until we start doing that, remember the lessons on Jesus' prayer, where at the end of the prayer he really stressed the unity? I think the Holy Spirit is trying to get us unified.